up, ninjas? My name is Samworld, and today's topic of discussion is gonna be boom, 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 the breakbeat pattern. Now, I know there's gonna be some purists that watch this video, and if you are a purist, I'm not sampling an old school song, so you might say this is wrong. Now, guys, you can hear these breakbeat patterns in a lot of dance music and trap and bass house and whatnot. So here's an example in a trap format where Boombox Cartel uses it in their second breakdown to add a bit of variation and a bit of drive on their break. Now here's another song by Loopers and Martin Garrix at a 128 BPM, which is kind of like a bass house track where they use it in the break as well with vocals. As you can see, the breakbeat pattern is cool to know, guys, and you know, you can easily go on Splice and find a lot of them if you really don't want to, but if you want to get down to learning how to make them yourself, this is a video for you. The breakbeat pattern sounds really good when you have it going, when you have like a bass on it and then maybe a vocal on top, and that's all you need. It sounds really good, and it's a good way to give variation to your second breakdown. So in today's video, guys, we're going to grab a couple of samples. We're not really going to care much about them. To make a similar pattern, we're going to use Isotopes vinyl to kind of degrade it in quality a bit. You can decide to distort it as well. It's totally up to you, and this is the cool thing about making it yourself, is that you have these options rather than just going, well, you know, this guy provided this drum beat and he distorted this much, I can't undo that, so I have to stick with that. No, you can have a little bit more creative freedom when it comes to it. So that's the good purpose of this tutorial in helping you create these. Now, guys, if you guys want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to go over to evilsounds.com, where you can find a lot of my sound design work in specific genres like G house, big room, psytrance, progressive house, etc. You know, that's the best way to do it, guys. If you guys support me, I do want to give something in return, and that's the best way for me to do it, is by giving you guys my sound design work. But other than that, guys, let's get started with this video on the boom. Alright, guys, so here we are inside of Ableton, where we're going to be creating our breakbeat pattern. So the first thing I suggest you guys do is you lay down your snare on the 2 and the 4. That's really going to be helpful, because then we can lay down the kick wherever we want. I think I like this snare, but I think I'm going to go with snare number 6. So we're going to line it up on the 2 and the 4. I'm also at 150 BPM, but I am going to be going down to 128, which is where I'm going to be creating my breakbeat breakdown. So here, little snare, let's lower it down. Next thing now is the kick. Oh, I like this one right here, very thumpy. So we're going to lay down the kick, and that snare is really going to help us because it's going to guide us into what we can do. So I'm going to go with here. I know I need a kick here because I want to have dun-dun kind of vibe there at the end of the breakbeat. And then maybe one right here. So it's like a dun-dun. Alright, pretty cool so far, right? So we're going to duplicate that there. Usually the breakbeats that I've been seeing that I use from sample packs and all that, they usually just loop for like 4 bars or 1 bar, and you can just loop it. So again, you know, the thing about doing it this way, guys, is you have a bit more creative freedom and making it how you want. And I'm going to show you cool things you can do. All right, so first off now, we can do the hat. So the hat is going to be very important. I think I'm going to go with this one. I want something very short. All right, and the hat's going to come in here. And I'm going to have that here. And then maybe here as well. Yeah. Alright, so that's where I'm going to have it. Let's lower it down in volume as well. Now, here is a cool trick. A lot of the breakbeats, again, that you're going to hear is going to have like another snare that hits, but it's not going to be as pronounced as this snare. One thing we can do is we can just get rid of the trancing of the snare. So grab this portion of the snare here and put that there and put that here. Now, this isn't going to sound as strong as the first. So you can see it kind of like gets. Now, if you want, you can also pitch it so that it doesn't sound identical. So we can go and pitch it up. We can pitch it down. Okay, so it's going to be up to you. I'm going to leave it the same, but just giving you those options there if that's what you choose to do in your own breakbeat. But now it's going to sound something like this. So as you can see, it sounds pretty good, but it doesn't sound like breakbeat at all, because again, when people do breakbeat patterns in their tracks, a lot of times they're sampling old school stuff. So how can we give it that old school vibe? Well, we can use the Isotopes plugin called Vinyl. So we're going to group this up. Call it, I don't know, the breakbeat of hell. And then we're gonna use vinyl. So vinyl is gonna be a free plugin that you can get from Ozone, or sorry, Isotope. And it's super cool because it just gives you that vibe without you having to EQ in weird ways and all that. So it's pretty cool. It's really useful for lo-fi. It's useful for all these kind of genres where you really want to kind of replicate the vibe that back then it had, like the very mellow mix downs, not so much highs and what's not, as you're gonna see. So we're gonna, so I think I'm gonna go with 1970. Let's put a bit of wear, which is gonna kind of reduce the highs, so it doesn't sound so pop pop pop, but more like old school. I think I'm gonna go with 1980 because I do want to preserve some of that low end. I don't want to get rid of it all. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Now we can just duplicate this across. Now there is one thing missing, and that is gonna be this kind of hat vibe that is always there. You can use like a symbol or something, but I'm gonna go with a hat, use with what I got. Again, you know, this is a very draft what we're doing because, you know, it's like I'm limiting myself to these certain samples, but a lot of times that's what you need to do in order to just get stuff done rather than spending an hour looking for a sample. I think I like this one, so we're gonna lower and we're gonna have it hit every single time I can get my hands on it. So we're gonna hit it here, here, boom, 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 and then maybe boom. And we're gonna get rid of the transient on it so that it doesn't sound more like of a bam, but it's more of a like kind of vibe, so that way it doesn't the transient's always the beginning of the sound, by the way, guys, so just keep that in mind. And we're gonna do that there. Boom. I don't really like it when it hits with these, so I'm gonna get rid of them there, but I do like it when it hits over here. Get rid of it. It gives a little bit of niceness there, so we're gonna have it like that. Now let's squish the shit out of it, which is what we do in EDM, man. You know, you can preserve dynamics in the old school, but we're gonna fucking squish the shit out of it. We're gonna add a bit of reverb as well. That's really gonna help in creating more room for it. And we're gonna lower. Let's add it before the vinyl here. And now let's get like a little serum going and we'll see what's up with this. Now, if I feel like, again, you know, I took too much of the highs off and stuff, I can always add it back in because I have the sample here. So no worries about that. Mono legato with always on. Let's get a vocal in there as well to fill it out. I think I'm gonna go with the breakbeat isotope and then OTT at the end of it to bring out some of the highs on it, but while still getting that reduction effect that vinyl does. Other things you can do here is just change the samples. Ableton has a cool feature where you can click manage sample file, click here. Let's say you don't like the snare. You want to go with that one. We can have that with that. Let's say you don't like that one, then you can keep doing it. And it helps a lot because, again, you can work a little bit faster instead of switching out the samples all the damn. So again, it's all about just creating these guys, and I hope that you guys found this tutorial helpful. We're gonna fine tune a couple of things more here just to get everything to sound nice and tight on this, so we can have this here. The cool thing is that I do have that breakbeat, the kick solo, so I can actually sidechain to it, so we can do here to the kick, and then we just pull. But again, it's all gonna really depend at what you want in the end. You know, if you really want that 80, 70. And then from there, just take it to a build, guys, and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So do your thing. So in conclusion, guys, as you can see, we can put the vinyl on. Or we can take it off, which sounds a little bit more modern, and it's something I think Loopers kind of did. He has a more modern vibe to. That's going to be the basics of it, and I hope that that helps some of you guys out in achieving the sound. You know, the other way of doing this would be to sample old school records similar to what we're doing here. Instead, I would use their kicks and then their snares and their hats, which are kind of a little bit more of the live stuff, so that will give you a different vibe as well. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know there's some of you out there that are probably going to be like, no, that's not how you do it and whatnot. But again, I'm just giving you guys options in what you can do, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you make these type of break patterns because they sound fucking dope.